share, subscribe.
You find yourself in a comfortable space as an Alabama fan when you look at how easy this is happening. And my question is, what's the pitch here? What's Kalen DeBoer really saying? What's this staff really saying to these young men to get them to buy into just going 100%? Like, guys are you look at Keelan Russell with his commitment last week, right? You look at his commitment last week, and he literally goes and cancels the rest of his visits. He has a conversation with the staff, and he says, "Hey, I don't need to go see nothing else." And then you got this very highly underrated 3-star commitment from London Simmons this past weekend. And if you look at this young man's film, we talked about him, myself, Coach Sean, and Jake, and Sharpshooter. We was just talking about this young man this past weekend before this visit started, and he ended up committing this weekend, right? Let me go pull up this list of other prospects from the visits, man. I took a lot of notes. After having some conversations late last night with a few people that are actually on staff or work closely with the staff. Had a few coaches that were on recruiting visits with some of these players. Had a few conversations there. And we got some good reports. So a name that you probably didn't hear a lot about was, or if you weren't paying attention, Javen Campbell. Javen Campbell is a young man that I'm telling y'all, I told y'all, if we're going to add more linebackers to this class, if we're going to add more edges to this class, we're going to need big edges. A lot of those athletic guys that you all are seeing us get, those athletic linebackers, we got enough of those. Pay attention when you talk about linebackers, when they recruit linebackers, because they're still the big defensive end / linebacker position in the bandit in this new scheme, in this new personnel grouping of the Alabama defense, right? And this young man here, Javen Campbell. A lot of people had this young man slotted for Kentucky. As you see the crystal ball, a lot of people saying Kentucky. But his visit this past weekend, I saw a lot of feedback from him and Kane Womack's interaction, him and Coach Robinson's interaction. Coach Robinson has a way of connecting with these linebacker recruits, these linebacker prospects, kind of like what I forget the guy's name over at Georgia. It seems like they just walk in the living rooms. They walk in the living rooms of these linebackers and these defensive ends at the high school level, and they come out as if they work some type of spell on these kids. And Javen Campbell fits the mold of what we want for a big defensive end. You look at his size, 6'5", 265. So he's probably not going to push that 280 weight range where that pushes him inside, keeping his hand in the dirt. This young man right now, this size, is very uber athletic. He's a little bit bigger. He's a bigger and more heavy-handed version of Will Anderson right now, right? Bigger, more heavy-handed version. Same type speed, same type of get up off the edge. And the big edge too, can seal the edge, can play your traditional end, can get down into the 9 or the 7, right? And be a solid edge containment. You can split them wide. You can go small and play some interior when you go with like your cheetah or your raptor package. So he fits the mold of what this staff is recruiting for that position over there at the edge. Another recruit that I want to kind of hark on and talk about his and this is what I know personally, y'all. I'm not going to act like I know everything about every recruit that showed up this weekend, but there are a few that I want to touch on. Travis Smith Jr. Y'all know that Georgia has been heavy on this young man. I've been giving Georgia that credit. Coach Kirby Smart and that staff, they are at this young man every day. It seems like every day they have something to say about Travis Smith. They got some type of footage. I mean, they're on him. He's right in their backyard out of Westlake High School, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. You would expect that a big in-state prospect like Travis Smith Jr., somebody who's just continued to ascend in the rankings as far as the wide receivers. You see right now they have him as the number 20 player in the state, the number 15 wide receiver in the country, right? And then nationally, he's the number 148 player. So I guarantee you, by the end of this season, Travis Smith Jr. will be a top 50 player. top 50 nationally ranked player. He will be a top 5 wide receiver in this class, this 25 class. And if he's not a top 5 player in Georgia, it's only because there's 3 other players in the state of Georgia right now that currently rank ahead of him, and they're going to improve. And 2 of them are currently committed to the University of Alabama. There's Jaden Harmon and Daryl Johnson, 2 linebackers committed to the University of Alabama out of the state of Georgia. So be careful for all the Georgia fans that's talking all this crazy noise about how many recruits y'all have committed and the average. Y'all got to understand, all these 4 stars that we have right now are averaging 93, 94s as far as composite scores. Y'all lead us with a .23 average, .23. That's nothing. That's 1 4-star. That's a low-rated 4-star commitment. What day is Smith Jr. committing? July 13th is the day that he set for his commitment. But I'm getting a good feels, y'all. I think this young man might change his decision, might change it and commit and shut it down. This weekend was monumental for him. There was an interaction between him and Coach Shepard, and I watched it, man, and it was like magic. It was like one of those things. I know it meant a lot to his father, Travis Smith Sr., to see that interaction from a coach. And then it was also like a dominoes game. They was playing dominoes, and Coach Shep and Coach Mo made a little joke because Travis's mother, and I guess she ended up whooping him. She ended up whooping up on Bones. And Coach Mo said, Coach Shep, well, hopefully it worked. You know, and like they let her win so we can get, he said, anything for the commitment. That's what he said. Anything for the commitment. And it was like the family vibe. And I could hear the joy. I could hear the purity in the interaction. Same thing last weekend with Chuck McDonald's father and Coach Mo. It's like this staff has very interpersonal connections. And a lot of these players want to go somewhere where they feel like they're part of a family, where they matter. Not so much of me getting on the field right away, but I matter. My goals matter. And this staff understands that. I think the past staff started getting spoiled with what they were privy to, same as some of the players. You get a new energy. You see these coaches they got state-of-the-art everything. Only thing they got to do is go out and be real and get the best players. Come on, man. Yeah. Roll Tide, Coach Smook, when you think Jackson Lloyd going to commit and Dawson Merritt? I think Jackson Lloyd might commit probably before the week is out. I think Jackson Lloyd might be a commit before this week is out. And Dawson Merritt, I honestly believe he'll hold out until his July date. But I think Dawson Merritt and Dejon Lee are 100% Bama locks. What's up, Larry Large?